How a small change in my morning routine changed everything. Welcome to Rise and Inspire, where every morning is your chance to rewrite your story and ignite the power inside you. If you're tired of waking up stuck in the same old cycle of doubt, distraction, and delay, this video is for you. Today, I'm sharing the morning routine that didn't just change my day, but transformed my entire life. A routine built on speaking your truth, moving your body with intention, and fueling your fire for unstoppable momentum. Get ready to take control of your mornings and your destiny, because how you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Let's dive in and unlock your greatest potential, starting right now. You woke up today, but are you truly awake? Because there's a difference between being alive and actually living, between your eyes opening and your soul rising. For too long, I was in a cycle, one that millions are stuck in right now. Sleep, scroll, survive, repeat. I wasn't living, I was drifting. Every morning, I let life happen to me. Notifications controlled my attention, fear controlled my focus, and comfort, that warm, deadly trap, controlled my decisions. But then came the moment, the one we all reach eventually. A morning that felt too heavy, a mirror that showed someone I barely recognized. I had success on paper, but I felt empty inside. I had people around me, but I felt disconnected. That's when it hit me. The way I start my morning is the way I live my life. And if I wanted to rewrite the story, I couldn't wait for motivation. I couldn't wait for clarity. I had to move, broken, confused, tired, but I had to move anyway. So I asked myself 3 brutal questions. If I keep waking up like this, where will I be in 1 year? If I met the best version of myself, would they recognize me? And what would change if I stopped checking the world and started checking in with myself? Let me tell you something real. Your future doesn't begin on a random Monday. It doesn't begin with a new job or a new relationship. It begins on a regular morning when you make an irregular decision to get up when you don't feel like it, to silence the noise before it swallows you, to own the first 30 minutes of your day like your life depends on it, because it does. The world doesn't need a new version of yesterday's you. It needs the awakened you, the one who's not waiting for permission, the one who no longer negotiates with weakness. I changed everything when I stopped treating my mornings like an accident and started treating them like a mission. So here's what I want you to understand, not just hear, but feel. If you master your morning, you will master your momentum. And if you master your momentum, you will master your mission. Because mornings aren't neutral. They are either building you or breaking you. You're not just waking up to a clock, you're waking up to a calling. And every day you delay, every day you hit snooze, you're handing over your power to distraction. You're telling the universe, I'm not ready. You're telling your purpose, maybe later. But what if later never comes? I realized this: no one is coming to save me. No one is going to force me out of bed. No one is going to drag me into my greatness. That's my job. That's your job. You can listen to all the motivational speeches in the world, but until you stand up and say, I'm done living like this, nothing, I repeat, nothing changes. The secret is this: you don't rise when it's easy. You rise when it's dark, when it's cold, when every cell in your body says stay, but your soul says go. That is the birthplace of self-respect. That is the birthing room of greatness. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know the how. You just need one thing: a refusal to waste another sunrise. Today, I wake up with fire. Not because I'm fearless, but because I'm tired of fear running the show. Not because I have all the answers, but because I refuse to be a prisoner of questions. You want to change your life, then change your mornings. Not one day, not when you feel ready. Now, this is your wake-up call, not just to open your eyes, but to open your life. When you first wake up, the world is quiet. There's a silence that hangs in the air, a pause between yesterday's chaos and today's possibilities. Most people let that silence fill with noise, the buzz of their phones, the endless stream of notifications, the flood of other people's voices. But what if, instead of letting the world speak first, you spoke first? What if your voice, your truth, was the loudest sound in your morning? This is the moment most people miss, that sacred few minutes right after you wake up, when your mind is like wet clay, ready to be shaped, when your heart is like a blank page, ready to be written on. What you say to yourself in these moments sets the tone for the entire day. For years, I was trapped in the scripts that others wrote for me. Scripts of doubt, scripts of fear, scripts of you can't and you won't. I believed those voices, I spoke those words, and my days became a reflection of that inner dialogue, a mirror of limitation and hesitation. But then I realized a powerful truth. The words you speak to yourself can either imprison you or set you free. So I made a choice. I chose to speak into the silence instead of letting it fill with noise. I chose to say things that fueled my spirit, not drained it. I chose to create my own narrative, one word at a time. Every morning, before the distractions began, I stood in front of the mirror and spoke my truths aloud. Not whispers, not doubts, clear, loud, unwavering statements that rewired my mind. I am stronger than my fears. I am worthy of my dreams. I am capable of rising again and again. And here's the thing, you don't have to believe every word at first. You just have to say them, because speaking your truth is like planting seeds. At first, you may not see the forest, but every word you speak waters your soul's garden. I want you to try this right now. Whether you're watching this video or listening with your eyes closed, speak to yourself like you would to your greatest friend. Say it loud. I am not defined by my past. I am becoming the person I was always meant to be. Today, I choose power, peace, and purpose. Feel the weight of those words as they roll off your tongue. Feel how they challenge the old stories, the lies, the excuses. Feel how they awaken something inside you that's been waiting for permission to rise. This practice does something profound. It rewires your brain's default settings. It shifts your mindset from victim to victor, from hesitation to action. The words you speak in the quiet morning shape your thoughts, your actions, your energy, and ultimately your results. But it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Say it with conviction, say it with belief, say it with fire, even if you don't feel the fire yet, because the voice you use to speak to yourself is the same voice that will guide you through every challenge, every doubt, every hard moment. Your morning words are your first armor, your first weapon, your first act of rebellion against mediocrity and complacency. You don't need fancy affirmations. You don't need perfect phrasing. You need honesty. You need commitment. You need to stand in your own truth and say it out loud every single morning. So here's your assignment. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone or listen to the news, look yourself in the mirror, if only for a minute, and speak your truth with power and purpose. Make it a ritual, make it a habit, make it the soundtrack to your morning. The world is waiting for the voice of the real you, the voice that refuses to be silenced by fear or doubt, the voice that is bold enough to declare, I am here, I am enough, I am ready. When you claim this voice, you don't just change your morning, you change your entire life, because your words are not just sounds, they are the architects of your reality. They are the first step toward becoming unstoppable. And that, my friend, is the power of speaking into the silence. Let me ask you something real. How often do you move intentionally in the morning? I'm not talking about rushing to catch the bus or fumbling through your routine. I'm talking about truly moving your body with purpose, like you're telling your mind and soul, I'm awake, I'm alive, and I'm ready. Or, for the longest time, I underestimated this. I thought movement was just exercise, something reserved for the gym, the fitness freaks, or the goal-oriented warriors. But movement is so much more than that. It's the bridge between your mind and your body. It's the language your soul speaks to your muscles. When you move, first thing in the morning, you break the chains of inertia, that heavy fog of lethargy that keeps you stuck. You shake off the weight of yesterday's stress and yesterday's doubts. Movement sends a powerful message to your brain. We are alive. We are present. We are ready to conquer. And science backs this up. Studies show that morning movement, even just 10 minutes, boosts your dopamine, serotonin, and endorphin levels. Those are your brain's natural feel-good chemicals, the ones that spark motivation, sharpen focus, and dissolve anxiety. But here's the secret. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. Movement is simple. It's walking barefoot on the floor. It's stretching to release tension. It's doing 10 jumping jacks to jumpstart your heart. When I started moving every morning, I noticed a shift. My mind cleared, my mood lifted, and my energy skyrocketed. Suddenly, I wasn't dragging myself through the day. I was leading myself into it. Even on days when motivation felt like a stranger, movement was my anchor, my reset button, my way of saying, no matter what, I'm showing up. Movement changed the story I told myself about who I am. I stopped being the person who was tired, stuck, and overwhelmed. I became the person who moves with intention, who takes control, who refuses to be a passive passenger in life. And the best part, movement is a gateway to action. Once your body starts moving, your mind follows. Ideas flow easier, focus sharpens, procrastination loses its grip. Here's something you might not know. Your brain is wired to reward movement. It releases neurotrophins, special proteins that help your brain grow new connections. Translation, movement literally makes you smarter, stronger, more resilient. That's why I want you to create a morning movement ritual, one that fits you, your body, your space, your time. It could be yoga, dancing, a quick jog, or even mindful breathing and stretching. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. To show up for yourself with every move, to honor your body as the powerhouse it is, to tell your mind loud and clear, I am awake, I am alive, I am in control. Because when you move first, you lead the day. You set a tone of momentum and mastery. You build a foundation that no external circumstance can shake. This is why champions, leaders, and high achievers move every morning. Not because they have to, but because they choose to. Because movement fuels their greatness, their resilience, their power. So, here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, don't just wake up, move out, move forward. Make it a non-negotiable. Make it a promise to yourself. Make it the spark that lights your fire. Remember, your body is the vehicle, your mind is the driver, and your movement is the fuel that propels you forward. Move with purpose, move with passion, and watch your life change in ways you never thought possible. You see, the morning is more than just a time on the clock. It's the launch pad for your dreams, the foundation for your strength, and the arena where you decide who you'll become today. By speaking into the silence, moving your body, and fueling your fire, you are rewriting the story you tell yourself and the world. Remember, greatness is not born from grand gestures, but from small, consistent actions that shape your mindset and your life. So start tomorrow with intention. Speak your truths. Move with purpose. Fuel that fire inside. Your future self is waiting stronger, wiser, and ready to rise. And it all begins the moment you decide to show up for yourself. If this video inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button to show you're ready to rise and inspire others to do the same. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of motivation designed to change your life. Drop a comment below what's one morning ritual you'll commit to starting tomorrow. Your journey starts with one small step. Let's build this community of warriors who refuse to settle, who choose power, peace, and purpose every day. Remember, your mornings define your life, so let's rise, inspire, and conquer together. Rise and inspire.